How is it going, everyone, and welcome to more Shift 2 Unleash. And I plan for today to actually start with what it's supposed to be the full objective of the game, which is the GT1 category. So I don't want to complete it today, but I do want to at least start, since apparently there's 4 group of events inside that, so might as well at least do the first one, right? Well, not to mention there's also an introductory video, I will assume. Yep.
Congratulations, you've certainly come a long way. GT1 is the absolute elite, mate. The drivers, the vehicles, the tracks, they're all world class. You may remember me. It's me, Jamie Campbell-Walter. I've watched you since you started. I think you're good enough to make a run at the GT1 World Championship. Right then. From now on, you'll need to worry about passing me. I'm in the Sumo Power GTR. I've got a standing offer that anyone knocks me into second deserves to take it home. So it could be yours. Let's get on the grid. This is going to be good.
No, the guy said, I think you remember me. I was out to say,
you've hit the ultimate in racing. You've made it to GT1, and you deserve every kick you're going to get on race day. These cars are the best of the best. Tear it up out there, man.
Yeah, so I was out to say, I think the guy that talked on that video was the one in Shift 1. I think, and that's the reason why he said, I think you remember me, because he didn't appear in this game before, so I think it was the same one as Shift 1. At least the voice sounded similar. So, well, you still have an Aston Martin. I guess I'm gonna go for that simply to like complete the progression, but you also, well, if I'm not mistaken, all of these are the same as GT3, right? Well, actually you have less, maybe, but I'll go probably with the Aston Martin, because I just want to continue the Aston Martin supremacy. Yeah, let's go with it. Also, how is it going, Thiago? Alright, so starting with Nürburgring GP, sure, seems like a good start.
Okay, man, keep focused on the lights.
The Aston Martin. I wonder if I could have turned the other Aston Martin into this 2000 GT1 are nowadays GT3. Yeah, they certainly look pretty similar to to the actual GT3s. Yeah. How is it going, Lance? Yeah, I mean, in fact, when I first saw it, it's like when I first saw them in the game, I was like, isn't that the same category as GT3? Because when I think of GT1, I actually think of cars that look pretty similar to Le Mans prototypes. But these are not. Like, these are, yeah, more similar to GT3, if anything. But it's okay. I mean, yeah, naming conventions in motorsports don't tend to be super, you know, organized, I guess. The issue here is that I need to increase my pace, because this is not gonna be enough to cut it. Maybe I will need to go back to the pro. Okay, that wasn't a good start. But yeah, I might need to go back to the pro handling instead of elite. These cars seem to be a little bit too brutal to do elite. Like, basically no ABS and no TCS seems like it will be a problem. Not to mention that I'm pretty sure that in real life these cars have ABS and TCS enabled. But yeah, it's fine. I'll try. I mean, after all, first I need to warm up a little bit more. It's my first race of the day. So it might be a bad idea to make the first race of the day something with these cars, you know. I have just needed to go for something a little bit easier. Just that I did expect them to be easy because I wasn't expecting them to be very different from GT3. They do seem like they are a lot faster though. How it's saturated everything is in the shift games. I mean, it could be worse. I mean, certainly not as saturated as the more traditional Need for Speeds where cars casually reach like 400 kilometers per hour. But yeah, I guess they all have some exaggeration. A nice overtake. Not sure if going for the Pro controls is gonna make any difference here though, because I think that I'm just having a very bad pace. Like I'm just going slow. I don't think that being a little bit more controlling the corners is gonna help me. We will see though. There are 3 laps for this one. At least I beat the lap time that they tell me to beat. But it might also be possible that the difficulty of the AI simply is higher for the final category, which will make sense. Yeah, I think that as I am doing right now is not gonna cut it. You know. Yeah, I think I will switch to Pro. I don't know if I can do it here. Yeah, I can. Well, technically no. Well, yes, but no. Like you can only switch individually. Hold up. Let me check. Options. So here, Pro though, remove baseline, of course. But yeah, let me try like this. Like this is how I started playing, so let me see how I can do with this car. So maybe it's not just that, maybe it's that it requires me to just be a lot better than what I am right now. We will see. Yeah, at least with this I should be able to brake more aggressively in corners. And I mean, ABS is the one that makes all the difference basically. So let's see how it goes. TCS will help a little bit if I go too overly aggressive over a piano, I guess, which I did. Well, yeah, you can also do it that way, but that's not a very elegant way of winning. It's fine though. Okay, here it seems that it's a different story. I can definitely get a better pace like this. But does it really make that big of a difference? I guess it does. I guess it really does. As I was saying before, these cars in real life have all of that shit enabled. Like, they have a lot of electronic helps. And that's mostly not for making the drivers go faster, but rather for safety reasons. Like with monsters like this, accidents are a little bit of an issue. So in order to reduce the chance of that, they have electronic helps. And yes, ABS and TCS are the kind of helps that are there. Man, I feel like otherwise I wasn't even close. But even then, these guys are following very close behind, you know? They are not a joke whatsoever. Like that Aston Martin behind me is right behind me. It's not letting me get far. Man, as I say, it's also possible that the AI simply improved. It could be. It makes a very big difference. In fact, like this style of driving where you can pretty much drift is something that makes me take the corners a lot faster. Like, you are normally not supposed to do that, and usually if you do that you're just risking losing control immediately, but here, yeah. I kinda just do it and it works because of the TCS. Well, it's basically a mixture of both. The ABS is what allows you to start steering while you're braking, and the TCS is the one that stops you from oversteering. So basically you combine the both and you can do very you know, cut track. How was that a track cut? You're out of your mind. I mean, I don't mind, but I don't know why you saw that it was a cut there. It's fine. Ah, shit. Well, this one might be a cut. Okay, it wasn't because I lost time, but I don't know where the idea of the cut in the first one was from, but that was so close. Okay, almost hit the wall. It's fine, don't worry about it. But yeah, one thing that we can be sure is that this is not gonna be free like the GT3, where I don't think anyone really made me hurry or anything like that. Here, even with this configuration with ABS and TCS, it's pretty clear that the opponents are gonna be close to you. And here it's not a matter of, oh well, they have a faster car. No, look at that. That's not a faster car. And here it's even easier to see because, differently from GT3, they have the same skins. I don't even know if there is an option for custom skins, like maybe for the license they are not allowed to. But the point is that this is the exact same car and this guy is very close to me. And if instead of being a race, like we didn't have any hitbox and the guy could just go through me, I'm pretty sure he will already overtaken me. The only reason why he didn't is because the AI tries to avoid you as much as possible. Well, not to mention the fastest lap is not mine, it's by Xavier Massen, which I don't know if it's the guy behind me, maybe. No, that's Darren Turner, the guy behind me. Okay, well, regardless, it's pretty clear I'm not the fastest one in the track, but it's fine. At least driving like this, it should be enough to secure a victory. But I was not expecting the difficulty to actually get a little bit more tough, but that's a welcome change, especially for what's supposed to be the final category. Yeah, got it. Okay. At least the Aston Martin marches on, well, not to mention the second place also being an Aston Martin. Then we go to Monza. The next one is gonna be Monza for the first time. Actually, the full Monza track. Took them a while. Yeah. Alright. This is, by the way, nighttime on Road America. That's a very dangerous track to do nighttime. Like, this is not a track that it's very easy for this sort of thing. Like, Road America is mostly very long straights into super slow corners. And the issue is that at nighttime, seeing where the corners start is a little bit hard. I mean, it's already hard at daytime. So yeah, you can imagine that at nighttime it's not ideal. It's fine though. Okay. Only the Corvette remains, huh? The Corvette is still there, but I have the inside of the corner. There we go. Okay. Now it's pretty surprising that the Porsche Spider that I used yesterday, I was able to use it without any driving aids. And this one I cannot, despite, for what I understand, the Porsche Spider being a lot more of a hard to control car. But yeah, it's whatever. It happens. And this corner is probably the most deadly of the whole track. Like, the longest is straight into a very slow corner there. Just like that. Okay. Well, at least here it seems that the lead is a lot more convincing than in the previous race. So maybe it's just that the previous track was hard. So what was even the previous track? I already forgot. What was I driving on? It doesn't matter. But yeah, maybe it was that the previous track was harder and that's it. Well, there's also another thing that is very clear as well, that this track is one that the AI of this game does not do well on, because it has so many slow corners, and those slow corners are something that the AI cannot deal with. So for this one, if I remove the aids, maybe I will dominate. Or maybe not. I don't know. Hard to tell. I mean, it's also the fact that corners like this are clearly a lot faster when you can rely on ABS, clearly. But now I'm curious. Well, the thing is that the next track being Monza, I kinda wanna do it with this configuration, because even though I do know the track, it's the first time I played in this game, so I would prefer to not get my ass overly kicked. Can I get the best line bonus here? 5, 7, yeah, I can, nice. Huh? We got that. And a clean lap as well. See here, this is what I was expecting mostly. Like, this type of domination over the AI is what I was expecting on the previous race. But it seems that the AI in the previous race was simply a lot better than it is in this one, because of what I say. Like, the AI cannot handle very slow corners like these ones. Why? I don't know, but it's simply not good at it. Like, they see a corner and they start braking before the corner is even visible. It's like they start braking for their lives. It's like they are seeing an invisible wall right in front of them and they are braking because of that. It's a little bit awkward how the AI in this game works. A little bit inconsistent, I will say. but at the same time, not as fucked up as the one in the previous Shift game. In the first Need for Speed Shift, the AI was abnormally good, at least if you play in hard, and you have no reason to play in hard if you don't want to. I played in hard and the AI kicked my ass so badly that the amount of times I managed to win a race are less than the amount of times I had to conform myself with a second or third place, or sometimes even worse than that. But in this game they certainly, even though the AI is inconsistent, they made it way easier than the previous game. And here you can tell that 8-second advantage over the second place.
We won! Good job, man.
So yeah, I think that the change in configuration was only for the previous track, because for this one, if I used the previous one, I probably would have won. So yeah, here we have the actual Monza. I'll still keep this configuration, as I say, because it's the first time that this track shows up, the full version of it.
Alright, this is one of the fastest tracks in the world. Hope you're ready. The chicanes are sweet spots for passing, otherwise, mash the pedal. Go for it, man.
I'm not sure if I will call Monza one of the fastest tracks in the world.
Green light, good luck in the gear,
I mean, it depends on what you mean by faster. Because, you know that... I guess it's like you're comparing how many straights there are compared to corners, perhaps. And Monza has a lot of fast, long corners rather than more close ones, but I feel like at that point you would just argue that... like the previous track was also pretty fast, you know? Had very long straights. It's not that this track doesn't have any corners, it does. Like, you could even say something like the Spa-Francorchamps is one of the fastest tracks in the world, simply because it has two sectors that are extremely long straights. So yeah, I don't know what the guy meant with one of the fastest tracks in the world, but it's fine. Maybe it meant one of the shortest. I think that would also be wrong. I don't know, I will have to ask him. If he has a Twitter, I will have to add him on Twitter and be like, hey, what do you mean Monza one of the fastest tracks in the world? It's also most likely possible that he was just reading a script, you know. Actually, that's an interesting thing, since these guys are supposed to be professional drivers, right? So, will you tell a professional driver to just read lines from a script? Because at that point, why the fuck did you call a professional driver? At that point, just call an actor. So I wonder if these lines were actually be like the director said, hey, I need you to encourage a guy that is about to race in Monza for the first time. What will you tell him? And that's how he come up with what he said. I don't know. At least that will give it more authenticity, you know. Hard to tell. Not to mention that I'm pretty sure a lot of these guys are most likely not racing anymore, at least not in the categories they say they are racing. This type of categories are not really something that anyone can drive on. You need to be very physically fit, and I'm not saying that older people cannot be physically fit, but age really complicates everything, you know. And of course this game released like 15 years ago, it's not that long ago, but when it comes to motorsports, or well, any sport really, it's quite some time, you know? So I wonder. That was the last corner I needed to master and I couldn't. I would have mastered the whole track if it wasn't for the first chicane, but it's fine. Would have been quite a nice feat, right? Being able to master the whole thing in the first try. But no. This is looking more similar to what I'm used to, basically dominating the AI with them not having any chance to reach you unless you make a mistake. But yeah, this is looking more close to that, you know. So I guess for the next race I could try like going back to elite driving. Though the next race is in that Belgian circuit I forgot the name of, like the one with the 3 chicanes. I'm not sure if that's a track that the AI will struggle with, it probably will. So I guess I could give it a try. I mean, it's not like you cannot just, you know, revert it later, so if it comes to that I'll just revert it and that's it, you know, not a problem. This one was
Absolutely epic drive, man. That's how you get the job
this
done.
one was destruction as well, so it really feels like only the first track was truly an issue. First track was, oh, it was Nürburgring Grand Prix. Well, weird because that one also has pretty tight corners, right? Alright, so go back to Elite, see how this works. I'm probably gonna get my ass kicked again, but I just wanna see. I want to find out. Let's see what happens, you know? Just curious. Well, the problem is that here we also have another Aston Martin on the lead, and that was the guy that was harassing me in Nürburgring, so... Yeah. But then again, I think it's a very similar distribution to the other tracks anyways, you know? Well, if you start that way, I'm afraid there's not much you can do.
We can win this. Come on, I'll call green.
Alright, how about you try not, you know, forgetting there is a corner. Though, it's weird because these guys didn't even brake. Or at least the braking lights didn't show up. But you cannot do this track at this corner at full speed, can you? Well, the problem is that they are not even letting me try, because they keep getting in the damn way.
Come on, deep breath, focus, get ready. You can win this.
I can take deep breaths, but that's not gonna make these guys disappear from in front of me, you know? The issue is that if you take this corner without braking, you have to take it from the right side no matter what. Ah, fuck me. Okay, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. At least we got past the first corner, which is not a minor thing, you know? Yeah, I saw that coming. Oh, I lost my tire. Well, I wasn't expecting that impact to make me lose the tire. Sure. Nice. Pretty cool. Usually I only lose my tire when I hit the wall very hard, but I feel like that impact, well, it was a tough impact, yeah, but I was not expecting losing my shit like that. Alright, that's fine. Okay. Kinda corner right now. Ah, fuck. No. Yeah, right there you can tell the absence of both things, of ABS and TCS, on that braking that I had there. You can tell that both things are not there. It's fine. I still want to see how far I can get here without those. Oof, close, close, close. So my objective here is the Corvette. At least it seems that this is looking a lot more promising than the Nürburgring race, at least. Keep following him. Obviously now they are gonna brake for this corner. Though it might look like a simple corner, but I think that's a super complex corner. Doesn't seem very obvious to me at all how to take it. But it's fine. So this guy is probably just like he did in the previous lap, gonna slow down a lot on the chicane, so that's the place where I can gain time. Especially that one, since that doesn't count as cutting the corner somehow. That wasn't a smart idea, but it worked out. I mean, here the best place to overtake this Corvette is on the next corner. Like overtaking in the chicane, or maybe here. Because well, fuck. No. Okay, that's fine, that's fine, that's not fine, that's fine. Yeah, see? No problem. The Corvette seems like he brakes on that little bump that happens, which makes sense. I mean, if you lose control of the car in that bump, you're dead. No matter what happens, you're absolutely dead. Alright, so how much can I stay on the lead with this Corvette sniffing my butt? I wonder. Oh, nice. Okay, nice overtake. Well done. That's a good overtake. Oh, okay, that's fine, that's fine. Yeah, don't worry, that's just normal race contact, okay? Nothing suspicious there. Nothing to see here. Okay. It's pretty clear, so I guess right now there shouldn't be any doubt that the impact of ABS and TCS in these cars is insanely bigger than any of the other categories, because the result is day and night. At least this is also a track where the AI is not good at, but well, could be. Let's see. How much distance can I get from them? Well, with that little bump and the fact that they brake a lot there, maybe I do get a lot of distance from them. Ah, fuck. Yeah, things like that, like the TCS gives you a confidence that you don't have here on corner exits. Like on corner exits with the TCS, I can just fully press the accelerator with zero fear, but here without it, you don't want to just, you know, spin out. It's not a good idea. Yeah, now I'm curious to see how GT3 will have gone with this configuration. Maybe GT3 will have also been hard if I use Elite setup. Would it? I don't know. Hard to tell. Okay, careful. There you go. Seems that I cannot replicate my fastest lap. What even was my fastest lap? The first one? Was it really that? No, the first one cannot. It would have been the second one, if anything. And I got the best line bonus at least. That's cool. And that worked. Okay, I can actually win with Elite configuration with the GT1. I guess it depends on the track. Because this one was a completely different story than Nürburgring GP, even though it was different from the previous ones. Okay, so to get a little bit more variety, let me go back to drift. Like, you know, that's my plan, just doing one of each. And we're gonna go back to drift now. Still gonna use the BMW though. Can you even use, for example, like this GT1 on this? Apparently you can. It's probably a horrible idea to use this car to drift, but what would happen if you do? Like normally I use a very slow BMW to drift, but what happens if I use this one instead? Probably gonna be a disaster, honestly. We will see. Well, actually, no. Ah, fuck. I don't think I can blame that on the car. That was pure skill issue. Don't worry. Here it doesn't matter how fast you are. And there goes my rear wing. I did get the first place though, so not bad. It feels a little bit weird, honestly, to do this. Oh, and this is Toyota Speedway. Yeah, I'm dominating Toyota with an Aston Martin. I don't think Chapin is gonna be happy about that. Nah, it's fine. So, 2 laps. These are very short, by the way. Very, very short. Yeah, at least this car does very well, actually. I mean, the obvious reason is because every car you use, no matter what, will have drifting physics when you enter a drift event. Like essentially, I mean, the explanation is that you get tires that make it easier to drift, and that's pretty much what happens in real life too. Like you don't use slick tires to drift. You use like the shittiest worn out tires, so you can actually force the oversteering that you need to initiate a drift. So yeah. That's the reason you could use any car. Like, if there were Formula cars here, I'm pretty sure you could also do it with those. Alright. That's a very weird looking track, I gotta say. Yeah, no problem. This car can do it. here I am required a little bit more... a little bit more score than in the previous one. I think that was a pretty big waste. You could get a lot of points from that corner. I kinda messed it up. Alright. I will say that was a very good drift. And you have a lot of corners here, so that on top of the fact that it's 2 laps, it shouldn't be a problem. The only problem could be if I break my car and one of the tires comes off. That will be an issue, yeah. And let's hope that's not the case. It's pretty crazy that in the drift events you also have to take care of the fact that you could bust a tire. In fact, didn't I just bust a tire? Like, isn't my rear left tire busted? I think it is, because I even heard the sound. Well, that's an issue. Fuck. I don't think you can really see it graphically that it's busted, aside from the sparks, I guess. Well, now, did I bust? Well, my 2 rear tires are busted now. You're not gonna drift well with that. So I wonder why that happened. I wonder if the better a car is, the easier it is to bust a tire. Well, I say better, I mean the faster a car is. So in that case, maybe bringing this car here is not a good idea. Will be. But I also hit the walls a couple times, to be fair, so... Yeah, it seems that I keep hitting them. But if you hit them like that, it's not a big deal. You messed that up. You did it too early. I don't think this will be enough points, unfortunately, but we can try. It will be enough, nice. Not by a lot though. I think only 9 points of advantage, but hey, it worked. Okay, what else can we do? Oh yeah, the time attack. So for the time attacks I use the BMW, right? It seems that it worked well, but I'm not sure. Like these are... Though I wonder how you will do, but you cannot use the shitty one because it has to be a road car. Yeah. Well, I could also use the Skyline. I wonder how that will do, but... I'm gonna do it just to see. But the most likely scenario is that I'm just gonna go for the BMW. I just want to see how my Nissan does this. Maybe he does well, maybe not. Who knows? Oh, I also have Nitro with the Nissan. Almost forgot. This is meant to be Suzuka Circuit. I wasn't paying attention. I think it's the easy version of Suzuka Circuit. The East variant. Yeah, it is. The question is, can my car be the fastest here? I mean, it's certainly faster than the guys that are ahead of me, but is it faster than whoever is the second fastest? I don't know. It doesn't look like it is. I'm using the nitro here. Well, okay, it is, but it is because I used the nitro at the end. I'm not sure if I can actually maintain that lead for the rest of the session. Will be nice, but not sure if it's gonna look like that. It's mostly the guy in first place that seems to be going quite fast, but it also is true that here the nitro gives it a special touch that can turn the things on your favor pretty easily. And ironically, this is my only car with a nitro, so if it's any car that could do that, it will be this one. Alright, so here no one could beat my time, not even myself, so that was to be expected considering that I lost a lot of time trying to overtake. Let's see how far I can go with this. Keep in mind that these guys could just, you know, do a faster time at any moment. This 4GT is gonna be a pain in the ass, isn't he? Well, he certainly is looking like that right now. I would appreciate if you were not there, bro. Would be nice. But you're kinda being there, and that's an issue. I am nitroing here. That actually was not faster, so I completely wasted my nitro there. I guess the only benefit of using the nitro there is the fact that at the start of the lap I went faster, and the fact that the 4GT is not gonna bother me anymore. This other red guy is probably gonna bother me. I'm not sure what car that is though. I don't really reckon, unless it's the, would it be the Viper? Kinda looks like it a little bit. Yeah, it is the Viper. Just that the Vipers seem like every time I look at them they look differently. And that was so much faster. Yeah, no one is gonna beat that time. So yeah, maybe bringing the R32 here wasn't a bad idea at all. That's good. I like it. I like when things work. And this certainly has worked in my favor. Oh, and the guy in first, I'm just now realizing it's meant to be a Porsche. I could even overtake him at this rate. In fact, I guess that will be a fun challenge, trying to overtake this guy. Yeah, we could do that. Treat this like a race. Well, in fact, if this was a race, I think it would have been pretty exciting. You also gotta keep in mind that in this track, overtaking is, if you don't do it on the straight, it's very hard to overtake. not much room to do the corner and also have enough room to be in parallel with a car. Who is gonna win? I will. Nice. Yeah, see, if this was a race, that would have been super exciting. Like an actual photo finish and one right at the end. That would have been super good. But you know, it's a time trial. Alright.
Dubai 12 covers half the Autodrome track, but after turn 4, there's some short, nasty bends. Don't get carried away.
Well, at least here we only have 2 cars ahead.
Come on, nail this one.
One's the Viper and the other is the Porsche. No, seems that my acceleration doesn't seem to be as good as theirs. Or at least doesn't appear to be. Oh, and the Force GT overtook. I see how it is. I accept the challenge. I accepted the challenge and lost it.
I'll call the green.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
Green, nail that first corner. Come on.
I mean, I could use the nitro here to not fall behind, but it feels like it will be a waste using the nitro for this shit. At least this time I did the first corner a lot better, so the Forest GT is not gonna bother me for it. Oh, that was a cut. Nah, it doesn't matter. There will be enough laps to set a time anyways. Not to mention laps with no one ahead of me, because I'm gonna overtake this guy right here. Oh shit, damn, I murdered that guy in cold blood. He's still moving though, so yeah, no problem, he's fine. He's just exaggerating a little bit. Alright, so can I get the fastest time though? Not very sure actually. The Viper behind me is going quite fast. Not to mention that I'm the only one here that does not have slipstream. Well, to be fair, I'm also the only one that is not being bothered by anyone else, so that helps a lot too, you know. Yeah, that set of corners is extremely evil. Very, very evil. Okay. So the top time right now is, well, by none other than Roy Chong. 1 minute 6 seconds. So without nitro I can do 1:4. Can they do better? If they can do better, that's no problem. I have the nitro. I dare them do better. Yes, I can certainly do better if I wanted to. Well, in fact, no. I think that if I want to do like the best lap possible, you gotta start using the nitro from the beginning. And I could easily do that. So basically, the moment you exit this corner, full nitro until the end of the straight. That will be the idea. If you really want to make sure they don't get a better lap. And You essentially waste half of your nitro by doing that. You also need to use the brakes quite a lot after something like that, yeah. Alright. This is gonna, well, yeah, to no surprise I get a better Sector 1, but the point is that this should be the best lap and no one should be able to beat it. I'm pretty sure. Oof. Though the piano almost made me lose it, yeah. Pull nitro a little bit here. And then... Well, I'm pretty sure that I fucked up in a lot of corners, because yeah, I could have probably set a faster time with all the nitro that I consume. I guess in time attacks, the best way to win is by using a car with a nitro. I'm not sure if the AI even can use a nitro or not. Maybe they cannot. I have no clue. It's very nasty to see this group of corners. Very, very nasty group. I think that after this one is the final race, right? It should be.
Excellent stuff. That was a great win.
Okay. So, on to Shanghai. That's
Okay,
a problem.
man, keep focused on the lights.
Man, I wish that this track really was as underused as Monza, but unfortunately it isn't.
Green light.
It is gonna be a problem. This is the track with the 2 bumps, and also 6 minutes to do this, really? They want to make me suffer even more that I will already suffer here. Why are you like this? But for what reason? That wasn't a corner cut, don't worry about it. Okay. I feel like it's a little bit too early to use nitro, and especially right before this bump. Yeah, it's not the best idea. Nah, it's fine. Nitro here though, at least to make sure I overtake everyone and no one gets in my way later. I think that that's quite important. Like, this is the other bump indeed. Okay, that should be the fastest lap, like no questions asked. I was able to get 2 positions from it. It obviously is gonna be the fastest one. So you know what? I don't remember seeing this track in anything other than nighttime. Maybe this track does not have like a daytime version. You can only drive at night, and I guess it makes sense considering it's an urban track. It's a possibility. So basically at daytime it's meant to be like a normal street road, and at nighttime is where it becomes a racing track pretty much. In that regard it will make sense. That was barely a better lap. The question is if any of these guys can beat it. I have my doubts. I don't think they are really doing this fast. I don't think they are doing fast at all. Oh. Well, it makes sense that that's a new best sector time, considering that I didn't need to waste time to overtake anyone there. Okay. Also, will I be able to master the only corner that I couldn't master? Probably not. And it's a hard corner and also very wide. So, like, the game could consider the optimal line to be anywhere it feels like thinking of. Okay, that one wasn't dominating. I guess here I'm gonna save my nitro in case someone else manages to... ah, fuck. That was bad. In case someone else manages to beat my time, so I can do the final lap with everything that remains of it. I kinda doubt that anyone is gonna beat my time. I heavily doubt it. So can I master this corner, please? Will you be so kind to let me master it? Okay, I did. Nice. So against all odds, I actually managed to fully master the Shanghai track. The track that I feel like it's the worst in the game, I actually did manage to master it. Pretty wild. But yeah. I'll take it. Well, the good thing here is that this car, I will definitely use it for time attack. Just that I don't know if the opponent of this discipline that will show up on the final group of events, if he's fast enough to be a problem. It could be. Just keep in mind that the only time that the opponents are not, or rather that there is an opponent that is not necessarily compatible with your car is on the very final competition of a discipline. So if the car is faster than this R32, you need to get another one.
Feels good to be a winner, doesn't it?
Okay, that was clean. That was pretty clean. So thankfully there shouldn't be any problems for time attack. So I got the... It says Night Master, so maybe there is another version at day. I don't know. So, what else do we have? Oh yeah, the muscle competition. This one I didn't do the second one. Did I get pissed off or what? Oh, I did. Yeah, in Mazda Laguna Seca, yeah, I kinda did. Damn. I get salty at some funny things sometimes. Yeah, I kinda, like, I did this yesterday and I immediately got filtered by it. Come on, dude, it's just Laguna Seca. Yes, these cars are very far from ideal, but you can do it. I believe in you.
That's a green light. Go, go, go.
I mean, that's the worst part. The fact that it's Laguna Seca, it's whatever. It's the fact that these cars are so hard to drive. Like, they don't really answer you. They don't want to answer you. They are reluctant. You are not in control, they are in control. That's the way it works. And even for a corner like that, I have to contain myself so much to not go off track. And it's an ultra easy corner, but this car doesn't care, as I say, like, I'm not in control, he's in control. Oh, that's not where you do that, Mr. Dodge Charger. Or at least I'm assuming you're a Dodge Charger, considering that your livery says Dodge. Unless you're telling me to dodge. You're about to attack me. No, it's most likely a Dodge Charger. Okay, good corner. I'm not sure if I can get the best line bonus here. Will be rough. Yeah, well, especially if I do something like that. Keep in mind that your opponents are also not extremely slow, so they could be right on your tail at any moment. Well, they kinda are right on your tail, but I mean, I will say that the distance is more... yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Like Laguna Seca, at the same time, it's a track that like I do have a lot of muscle memory for it, but the issue is that the muscle memory on this track is kinda useless when the car you gotta use is this one. Because I'm used to do this with racing cars, and this thing, well, you know, doesn't really behave like one. Well, not like a modern one at least, but I'm not even sure if this model was meant to be a race car. Maybe it was. I don't know about old racing categories. Maybe it was an actual racing car back then. Well, at least I did get the best line bonus, and now I will need that corner after this one to actually dominate Laguna Seca. Will it happen? Not sure. It did happen, nice. So that means that I completely mastered Laguna Seca. Cool. I mean, it makes sense. It's a track that, as I say, I'm very familiar with, so it was bound to happen, obviously. Nice. Almost lost control, but not really. So I guess yesterday I simply, I don't know. Well, I don't even remember if it was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. I guess I did a lot of attempts to get pissed off, because it's not like it's particularly hard to do this race, and more importantly to dominate, because the second place is very far. Well, and not just dominate the race, but also dominate the track, you know? That went well. at least.
Great job, my man. Great job.
Okay. Unfortunately, this car will probably see a lot of use, not just for the muscle. Oh wait, this is a whole Grand Prix. I guess that's why I didn't do it. Like a whole series of multiple races. Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. Like, there I can understand it. Alright, sure. Yes, I was about to say, unfortunately, this is a car that I'm probably gonna use a lot because aside from this muscle series, there is the Legend series. And yeah, it involves this car too. It's a little bit annoying. Not to mention that I feel like the races are also a lot longer than they should be. Nice. And this is, by the way, full-length Willow Springs. Isn't that a little bit too much? I feel like it might be. I guess that can apply to a lot of categories in this game that have cars that are pretty slow and yet they like this one. I feel like you could have done it with 2 laps. 3 laps just feels a little bit too much. I guess they don't think the same. I do think so, though. It might be a little bit too much. It's mostly because of how annoying the cars are to drive more than anything. Like, aside from being slow, also not really steering easily whatsoever. Surprised that, okay, that one I did get mastered there, but the previous one that was also a fast corner, I couldn't master it. Yeah, as I keep saying, steering with these things is not easy at all. It's really hard to do so properly. Can you let me dominate this corner this time? Will appreciate it. No, you cannot. Not sure if it's because I'm kinda drifting into it or what else you are not liking. I don't think I'm doing it slow at all, you know? Okay. As you can see, by the distance with the second place, I find 3 laps to be a little bit too much.
Feels good to be a winner, doesn't it?
A little bit. It's fine. So, there should be one more race. And this is 4 laps, really? Come on, dude. We're supposed to give me less laps, not more. What are you doing? It's fine.
Green light, good luck and be careful out there, man.
Ah, shit. Wow, amazing start. Come on, dude, who told you to drift there?
If we can win this, come on, I'll call the green.
If it struggles on fast corners, it will struggle even more
That's the green light, go, go,
in
go.
slow-ass corners. And this corner is extremely slow. Doesn't help that this other asshole is pressuring me as well. What's that corner, master, dude? I feel like I did it so slow and also with so much drift in between, and you somehow count that one as master. It's what I say, that the logic of master corner makes absolutely no sense. That one, for example, was not master. So to be fair, this track is slightly shorter than the other ones, but if anything, I feel like this one should have been the one to have 3 laps, while the previous one should have had 2. And the irony here is that I think that this car that I'm using is still one of the fastest ones you're allowed to use in this category. So it could be potentially even slower, depending on which car you have. Imagine that. It seems that the majority of races aim to have like 6 minutes, like around between 5 or 8 minutes. It seems to be what they want you to do. Also, on a completely unrelated note, you know how extremely humid it is today where I live? Like, it's very, very humid. I don't think I had this much humidity in a long time, but it's really, really annoying. Wish it wasn't there. The thing is that with this humidity there's also some heat as well. It's like the worst combination possible. Warm heat really sucks. It's like you feel dirty the whole time. It's a very bad feeling. Not a lot of people, I guess, live in places with those conditions where it's humid and it can also be hot. Because I mean, I know a lot of hot places that are always like dry, right? Usually, you know, places in the Middle East or places next to deserts, they usually have a weather that is dry and hot. But no, here, at least today, it's a very wet and hot day, and I hate it. I really do. Well, I mean, it's not as hot as it could be, to be fair. Like, it's not summer hot, but it's hot, and I don't like it. It also feels that every time you take a step to anything, is that you're stepping on something wet. Like, it really feels like your shoes came from a pool, but no, you didn't. It's just like the regular environment is like that. So yeah, extremely annoying, but hopefully it will change soon enough. I really hope.
We won! Good job, man! Nice drive!
Yeah, I think unfortunately these 3 races were a little bit too long for my taste, and especially with this shitty ass car. It's fine. Okay, so what else do we have? I have a modern A that I didn't finish. Supposed to be the second to last one, a Masters Challenge. And for this I used the Porsche, right? Yeah, Porsche Spider. Okay, let's do it. I mean, last time it went well though. Being able to properly drive this thing wasn't very easy without any driving aids. But it still behaved rather well. Not to mention that this is a car with a surprisingly amazing acceleration. In fact, to do the drag events, it might be a good choice, assuming I can figure out how to make them work. In fact, that's something that I should test after this. Because drag events for some reason don't detect my controller, even though that shouldn't be an issue. I mean, if the game detects my controller, why wouldn't a specific event do it, right? Like, that's nonsensical.
Great win last time. Come on, let's push for 2 in a row.
This game works in mysterious ways, as we already seen multiple times throughout the playthrough. It does what it wants at any time.
That's the green. Come on, nail this one.
Okay. I do admit that driving this shit without driving aids is very hard. But it should be enough. At least it's a car that is good enough to... Wait, that's... Oh, I didn't realize that I was cutting the corner, but apparently according to the game it wasn't. What I just did right there, that is essentially cutting the whole corner, was not cutting the corner. Don't ask me why, but yeah, apparently according to the game that was a perfectly legal corner. Nice. Alright, good to know. I mean, I guess I should do that every time, you know? I guess it was also the fact that the track itself was kind of structured for you to choose to skip the corner. Like the piano looked like decoration more than an actual limiter for the track. Because you know that there are a lot of tracks that, especially those that are variants of other longer tracks, that they still have pianos in the places that they will have the road, and they are essentially a decoration pretty much. I mean, they are not a decoration because they are there for another variant, but the point is that if you're doing that specific variant, like, they are there for nothing, so you can step on them and skip them and there is no consequence. Maybe this is also like that, but not really. Like, I saw the AI clearly not go on the left side, like it went on the right side, so I don't think that's meant to be a decoration here. Also, this car is truly fantastic. Like, it's so, like, despite the lack of aids, it still drives so well. I definitely think I wanna try it on the, like, if I manage to make the drag race events work, I want to use it on that and see how he will do there. Ah, shit. That's fine, that's fine. These are 3 laps. Well, I got the best line bonus, so that's nice. And now that I think about it, this is the first time that I do this track variant. Like, I played this track before, but it's the first time that this particular variant shows up, and for what I understand, it's also the longest variant, isn't it? At least it feels like it. Well, I guess the best proof that you are not intended to skip the corner that I skip is the fact that you don't get the corner master. Also, someone died here and it's in the middle of the way. Okay, thankfully not in the middle of the way. I wonder how the others are gonna react. Oh shit. Okay, no, they just use the brakes. Kinda looked like they were all crashing against it, but no. No, they simply get a little bit scared and brake a little bit more, but nothing out of the ordinary. So there is a glitch on the wall there. Sometimes there are sparks on some random walls, maybe because someone used to crash it or something like that. It's a little bit weird. Okay.
Great job, my man. Great job.
Great shot, but not by the AI that tried to do that corner, though. Alright. And the next one is Silverstone.
This is a tough track, but you can handle it. Come on, focus.
Is it really a tough track? I mean, the toughest part is that it's nighttime, I guess. And that I start in 6th place, that's also pretty tough.
Green light, good luck and be careful out there, man.
Keep in mind, the acceleration on this thing is insane. So right there, the Bugatti Veyron seems to have a better acceleration. Like maybe not at the very beginning, but I think on the 2nd or 3rd gear it was already going faster. So I really wonder which one will be the most optimal car for drag racing. The Porsche definitely has an abnormal initial acceleration. It goes very fast. And speaking of Porsche, that's the... oh my bad. That's not a very clean overtake, but it's fine. Yeah, the Porsche is the one that is leading right now. And there should be another Porsche leading. And I'll make sure that's the case. No, the best line bonus was extremely far right now. So I apparently did the track like absolute shit. Okay. Yeah, that could have gone worse. Thankfully we both survived. I'm not sure if I'm glad that you survived though. But I did. That's what matters. I used the brakes too much there. Wasn't that slow of a corner. Okay, that's fine, don't worry about it. So this seems like a cool track to drive at night, I feel. Not sure why. I feel like the whole place looks nice at night. Like it's a very aesthetically pleasing track at night. It just looks comfortable. Now I wonder how many real life races actually happen at nighttime that are not endurance races, of course, because endurance races will eventually happen at nighttime no matter what. But like races that are like 2 hours long or maybe less, that are specifically scheduled to happen at night, is that a thing? Well, I think in NASCAR it's a thing, but I mean in NASCAR it's a different story, because an oval at nighttime is way easier to you know, to illuminate properly than a full-blown racing circuit like this one. But I will assume that there probably are races at nighttime. One more lap. At least the good thing is that these are series of 2 races, so after this one it is beaten. So apparently the corners really don't want to be dominated here. Not sure why. I mean, it's probably because it's nighttime and I'm not really calculating the corners properly. Yeah, like aside from those 4 corners I mastered, no other one happened. Alright, little bit of a picky track, don't you think? Aye, that worked pretty well.
Great job, my man. Great job.
Yeah, this was a cool track to do at night time. I liked it. So, I wanna try drag right now and see how I'll do there, but or rather if I can make it work. But otherwise I will have to use like a keyboard. I don't know. Just I don't know why controller wouldn't work.
I'll call the green. Get ready to push hard.
Unless I need to take it out of neutral. I don't think that's the issue. No, it's not even answering that. Like, if I don't use the keyboard, it's not happening, but how do I know what button the keyboard uses to upshift? Again, I have to press every button until one of them is the right one. None of this, it seems. No, that's the camera. And really, like I'm pressing every button in the keyboard. None of them is working. Not plus, left shift, control tab, alt, spacebar. So how am I supposed to guess? I mean, in the first place the controller should work, but the controller is like it didn't exist. Like the control is non-existent here. Even weirder as I say that, I don't know which one is the upshift button. Like there is none, unless it's one of the F, but why would it be F? That would make no sense. That's the issue, like these events are not working. And again, in the options, it's like here it's just these options. So I guess I could try what's below, which is, but it's probably something similar, standing mile. I don't know what it is though. Let's see. What's this?
I'm Eric Kozlu of Grimm of Twins Turbo Motorsports. I'm Mark Kozlu of Koz. I'm this guy's brother. Usually, we build supercars. Now, we're doing the standing mile.
It looks like drag.
You're gonna run against 8 other cars, but it's not about crossing the finish line first. You get exactly 1 mile to hit your top speed. You can't just mash the gas pedal, right? You gotta control the car's power, nail the perfect shift. That's how you're gonna clock the highest speed at the 1 mile mark. All right, man, you make it all the way to the top. We're gonna give you our Viper. And did I mention this thing runs 250 miles an hour? You hit 250 miles an hour, you're gonna be so amped, you're not gonna sleep for like a week. So you ready to get to work or what? Good luck out there, man.
This one's about pure, unadulterated speed. The fastest you can go over a standing mile without blacking out. Go push that needle as far as it can go.
Basically, it's just whoever gets the top speed. So, considering that it's similar in how it works, it's also probably not gonna work. But why doesn't it work, dude? Like, why is this game so weird in the inner workings? Like, why will this not work? It makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. Like, I can already tell you that right now it does not detect the... In fact, you know, that's the interesting thing. It doesn't even detect the controller to pause. Like, I cannot pause with the controller. But yeah, like, it does detect keyboard and all of that, but... Wait, what's this? Enter... Not sure what that button is meant to do, like clutch maybe? That's weird. But yeah, the point is that unless I can figure out what button... Oh, wait, insert. Is that the button? No. No, this is to change. Wait, what the hell? Okay, now I'm just seeing some very weird things. No, this changes the camera. So why did it up? No, but it also upshifts. What the hell? Okay, so apparently you can...
Okay, man, keep focused on the light.
This is a little bit weird. So apparently you can upshift with insert, but you also change the camera with it. Like you move the camera. That's so awkward.
Green light!
The problem is that this is extremely uncomfortable, as you would expect. Well, you know, it's extremely uncomfortable because I'm actually using, like, I'm holding the controller on the right hand, on the left hand. Okay, well, I am willing to try a drag race like that though, but that's so awkward. So basically, he's with one hand. I'll try doing like acceleration left and right, and with the other one I do the shift, but why doesn't it work from the start, dude? So insert is for upshifting, and I think delete is for downshifting.
Go, go, come on, that's the green light!
Yes, I also say insert. Wait, can you actually steer? Yeah, you do steer with, and I win by quite a lot, in fact. Okay, at least winning was free. Well, it was free once I... Oh, it's not over because it's 3 rounds. But this works like in Pro Street, right? Like, the one that wins is the one that set the highest time, so there is no reason for there to be 3 rounds, I think. And this is so awkward. Fucking game.
Green, 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 good luck!
At least you can tell exactly when I'm doing the upshift. Not like there will be any doubt with the graphic up there, but that's crazy. And the worst part is that trying to troubleshoot this will be absolutely impossible. At most what I could do is a show to key profile, so every time that I press something it press insert or something like that, but otherwise it's essentially impossible.
Green, 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 good luck!
Okay, thankfully this Porsche is extremely fast. Alright. Well, that was very free indeed. So nice. Cool. And they are... Wait. Why are these different tracks? At least by the layout it's the exact same shit. Not to mention it's a drag race and it's a straight line. I'm not sure why you will have different tracks. Well, I guess, yeah, having more variety in terms of landscape, but... pretty awkward, honestly.
Green light!
You know, the most awkward thing is the fact that I'm using the keyboard. You know that I pretty much never play racing games with keyboard. Like, it's a very awkward feeling. I did do it back then when I was very young. Like, in fact, the original Need for Speed 2 on PC, I played it...
Get ready to push hard.
Shut up. I played it with a keyboard. And a lot of also other PC racing games I played with a keyboard when I was younger, but it's been so long since I did that.
Green, that's the green light! Push, push, push!
The weird part is that it only happens in drag races, it doesn't happen anywhere else. So it's completely nonsensical. Absolutely nonsensical. But hey, it is what it is. As long as it doesn't get hard, it shouldn't be a problem to win like this. Because yes, it's uncomfortable, but as long as this is the difficulty, I'm gonna win it all, obviously.
That's the green light, go, go, go!
At least the good thing is that the camera, even though it's a little bit disorienting, it could be worse. Wait, did I win that one? Because the guy to my left got pretty close. Well, no, I think I won, though. It doesn't really matter. The only thing that matters is whoever has the best lap time. And then on Nevada. Okay. Well, Nevada was in Pro Street, just that it was a shittier track. Well, in fact, that's the thing about Pro Street. Pro Street also had different tracks for drag, but the tracks were actually different. This one is obviously just a straight line as you would expect.
That's the green, come on, nail
I mean, as it will be in real life. But yeah, the point is that the tracks are not different from each other at all. Okay. But as I say, I think it's completely unnecessary to have 3 rounds.
Come on, deep breath, focus, get ready. You can win this.
I mean, I thought it was unnecessary in Pro Street, and I think it's unnecessary on this one too. Oh, was that a false start? That should have been a false start. Pretty sure that I started earlier than everyone else, but hey. I guess maybe they don't think that. I'm glad. At least it's nice also that I don't need to do any tuning. Like,
Get ready. Come on.
This Porsche Spider in factory settings can do this very easily, like, with no problem.
Go, come on, that's the green light.
Okay. Well, yeah, at least I did one of the events. And then the other one, it's probably gonna be the same shit, because I mean, sure, here it doesn't matter who has the best time, but who reaches the top speed. But unless it's a very specific combination, the most likely scenario is that whoever crosses the finish line first is the one that got the fastest speed, right? Or what am I missing here? Maybe I misunderstood.
Green light.
Well, the biggest difference is that it's a full mile instead of what's probably half a mile, so there is definitely a lot more room to get speed. Wait, this has a 7 gear? No way. I kind of fucked up there though. I still think that's the highest speed, probably. Is it? Was it? It was not actually. Fuck. Well, it is true that I crashed a couple times at the end.
The green light. Get ready. Come on.
Here maintaining the car straight with the arrows, it's pretty hard.
Green, that's the green light. Push.
Well, at least fuck the fucking wall again. Would have gotten more speed than that too. Fuck, dude. Well, there's only one more round. Well, I also
Come on. Deep breath. Focus. Get ready. You can win this.
probably should pick a different car that has better top speed. I'm not sure which one. Like, maybe of the cars I own, this one is still the one with the best top speed.
Green, that's the green light.
But it's hard to tell. Because the top speed is something that is pretty much never relevant in an actual race. Even in tracks with very long ass straights, tends to never be relevant. Only a couple kilometers per hour faster. But yeah, I don't think... Yeah, in fact it was the same, 5th place. Can I at least see... Okay, here. Oh, 331? Holy shit, alright. The problem with this is that you will have to find a car that will help. I mean, these cars came with this DLC, so I could just use them. I could try the Radical, though. Wait, what's the car that has? Oh, the shitty one. I don't think this one will work. These cars are not built to have high top speed.
Okay, man. Keep focused on the light.
Though, at least here my opponents are also other GT1s, so that means that theoretically there shouldn't be anyone with a better car. That was weird. Okay, remember here that it doesn't matter if you're the first one that crosses the finish line. Is there a 7 gear on this thing? It's probably not, right? I mean, they will never use it, most likely. I think I'm not the fastest there either. Or, oh, I was. Okay. But as you can see, the other ones have less speed than the previous attempt, simply because they are all meant to be GT1 cars. I mean, that's a good way to completely limit what the AI can do. It's just that it's not gonna work when you're actually gonna face the boss of the category, you know? The boss of the category is gonna kick your ass, very badly in fact. And there's nothing you can do about that, other than picking a better car, of course. So 290 something was my speed, right? I doubt that here it's gonna be any different. And it's not like I can do what I'm doing much differently. Well, it was better though on the previous one. Whatever. I will say that these events are... I guess I was expecting that, but they are pretty lame. They are indeed quite lame. Well, whatever. The hardest part is steering. Like, steering is so hard with the keyboard. Whatever. I still won, which is what matters. But yeah, these events are still pretty lame, and the fact that they make you do multiple tracks that are essentially the same, it's even more lame. Whatever. I'll still do it, I guess. Wait, was that a McLaren F1 that I saw? That guy shouldn't be here. You're not of this category. Like, why are you here? You shouldn't. I think I did. I'm gonna have a faster speed here probably because I started better. Actually, maybe I didn't start better. Maybe not. I think the McLaren F1 won, which makes sense because he's not of this category. I don't know why that guy is doing there. He shouldn't be allowed. Yeah, that guy that you see on the 6th lane, that's a McLaren F1. Whatever. So be it. I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time, then do all the shift very fast, so maybe I get to the highest shift earlier. But yeah, you can see the McLaren F1 there, going very clearly faster than everyone else. So even my top speed, which should match more or less the previous one, is not gonna be enough. But the problem is that that's an issue, because if you're dealing with, you know, with cars that could be random, it's ultra lame. So yeah, well, fuck this shit, I guess. Alright, so what could I do next? I could do the works one, maybe. Starlight Special. So these are pretty long series. I mean, I could do one series at a time. And keep in mind that here I was using the Radical. But yeah, it seems that here it will take as long as the GT3 races, most likely. Like, these are long events, and there are many of them.
Green, that's a green light. Push, push, push.
At least I could note the fact that McLaren F1 was dominating. I could actually maybe pick another one of those to try to win. The only issue is that you basically have to spend 2 million on that for free. Seems like it's a little bit of an exaggeration. So this is Nürburgring GP. I do have a feeling that the AI is simply stronger on this track, because it's the second time that it happens that the AI dominates for longer than they usually do. What am I doing? Damn it. Come on. It might be possible that these actually are stronger AIs in this track.
Green light.
Honestly, skipping the corner there, it's the smartest thing considering how everyone kinda, you know, kinda becomes like a funnel. Everyone just gets stuck there, and you don't want to be part of the action. You want to survive. So even if you get a cut warning, it's worth it compared to just crashing there and staying behind, of course. At least you got the lead now. How long can you keep it though? Not too much, it seems. Damn it. That's, by the way, the R34, the legendary, being turned into a works car, which makes it very fast and all of that. So now that I'm seeing this Radical also cannot really do much when it comes to reaching a high top speed. So it wouldn't be the proper one to use in the mile thingy. Fuck. Damn. Basically, stop that other Nissan to make this Nissan overtake. That was my bad. I would have preferred the other one to be the leader, not this one. I don't like this Nissan. Okay, now I have to overtake him too. Wonder if it's gonna be the same overtake as the previous lap. Well, I could overtake here like I also did on the previous lap and then proceed to lose my lead afterwards. Could happen. It's because of this corner. It's a fast corner, but on night time it's hard to tell that. Yeah, and this one, oh, just straight up taking me out, huh? Very classy of you. You sack of fucking shit. Very tempted to skip the chicane here, honestly. These guys are not really motivating to play clean at all. There is still one more lap, so I can still overtake him. The AI in Nürburgring GP seems like it's very clearly better than in any other track. For what reason, we don't know. But the AI here is very clearly stronger than any other track. There is no doubt about that. Like normally on those corners that they are taking so quickly, they wouldn't be doing that on other tracks. They will be overly braking. I guess if you want to test if a car works well and you want to test it against the AI, this is probably the best track to do so. Because here you know that the AI will give its all, no matter what. Promise that right now I'm kinda running out of corners to overtake. I will have to overtake this guy quickly. Well, I could overtake him on this chicane, but that's something that is never a good idea. Never ever, and especially if I'm on the outside. Well, okay, I'm gonna be on the inside now. What an ending, holy shit, I almost lost.
Feels good to be a winner, doesn't it?
I actually was able to resist on the outside somehow. Nice. That was pretty exciting. That only happens because it's Nürburgring GP, not for any other reason. Like, I cannot... Well, okay, here, since I'm gonna be starting first place, I'm most likely gonna win simply because of that. But the point is that even if I didn't start first place here, I'm pretty sure I will still easily win these races. Because the AI here has nothing to do with Nürburgring GP. Well, at least I'm glad that they decide to have their amazing AI moment in the Grand Prix version of Nürburgring and not in Nordschleife. Yes, in Nordschleife, if they actually decide to be decent there, that's basically the end of me. But here, I mean, you can already tell, even if not much time passed and it's not a gigantic gap, look at the gap between me and the second place. Like, yes, it's not that big, but if this was the previous track, they would already be sniffing my butt. But instead they are back there, just watching from afar. And that also explains why today, on the first race of the stream with the GT1 in that same track, I had to switch back to like the pro setup instead of the elite one. Like, yes, I did struggle a little bit more with my driving, but it's also very clear they were doing better. And here you can already tell, look at that insane gap already. Like, that gap is not normal, but it's there. Yeah, basically a disaster is what it is. The AI in... Well, rather than saying that the AI in Nürburgring GP is a disaster, it's more that the AI everywhere else is a disaster. I think that that's a more fitting thing to say, probably. It's an absolutely crazy gap, to the point that you can barely see them appearing in the minimap. But if I make a mistake like that, you're gonna start seeing them more, but the point is that, yeah. It's a day and night difference. Well, so at least you know that every time that you will see Nürburgring GP, that you should be careful, and that you might need to switch to the pro category. Pro category, I mean pro setup, not category. So I don't know how people usually play this game. It is a game that has a lot of ways to play it. Like, you could play it on different difficulties, you could play it with, you know, certain aids and without some other aids. So I wonder how people normally play it. I mean, the most likely scenario is that they just do the test at the beginning of career mode, and according to what that tells them, they, you know, they use that configuration. And it's not a bad idea. I mean, that's the point of that test, to see just how fast they do, depending on the profile. You see, believe it or not, this game also has the option to... they have the Mario Kart braking option, which is basically when a corner comes, you can decide that the game brakes for you, and you only worry about accelerating and steering. So yeah, there are many ways of playing this game, and very different between each other. Okay. The next one is Road America, also on nighttime it seems, yeah. That's the point of this particular series, it has to be on nighttime. Sure.
Green, nail that first corner, come on!
At least in tracks like this, this one is pretty much gonna be a guaranteed victory, but I could at least try to do the corners that I have not mastered. So that's one. And then the other one is like a very long corner. Those are usually harder to master because it requires you to stay still over a longer piece of track. And this one I'm not even sure where the game wants me to be, if it's close to the inner side or more in the middle. Like that one, without looking at the best line graphically, I think that it's impossible to guess what the game wants you to do there, because it could be anything. Like there are just many ways of doing that corner quickly. This track also very useful to see that the radical indeed cannot reach speeds that are extremely high. Doesn't really work that way. That corner there, I guess I should try doing it from the outside. That would make no sense. From the outside there is no way that you will be faster than from the inside. Damn it. So, no, you're going the wrong way. Yeah, that's the way you need to go. Yeah, and with all of that time waste, I'm still in first place. There's only one guy that is in second right there. Not sure if it's another radical or who is it, because everyone else is so far. I wonder if this guy meant to be another radical or who it is. No, it's not a radical. That's pretty clear. Like the shape is not even close. But who is it? Will be hard to tell. Well, or rather, well, you can easily tell if you bring up the pause menu. In the pause menu you can see the positions immediately and the cars that each competitor is using. But I also don't really think I care too much, you know. Yeah, that was free. Well, in case there needed to be any more proof that Nürburgring GP just has another AI. Like the AI in that track is just... It feels like it's from a different game even. Alright. We can go back to Drift. I wonder how Drift will feel with the... with the Radical. Probably a bad idea, but... Oh, wait, hold up. If it's a Pro League, I probably should be using something more serious. Nah. Let me just try with this. I mean, it's very clearly a bad idea. You're not supposed to use this shit to drift. But I need to see it with my own eyes. It was a bad drift, but that's skill issue. Was my bad. No, it seems that, I mean, aside from the speed, it feels like the cars that are used to drift use essentially the same handling model. Like, because it really feels like I'm drifting the same as I do with the BMW or with the GT1. Like, I really don't feel like I'm using a different car save for the speed, you know? But the handling seems exactly the same. And I was able to win even at the beginning of the second lap, so yeah, no. And 420 is the score to beat the secondary one. Well, keep in mind at the same time that these drift cars, or rather these drift events, are in like the C category. So they are some of the first ones, so obviously the game is very merciful with you. That was very free. So far the drift, except for one of the tracks that I don't even remember which one it was. Wait, was it this one actually? No, I don't think it was this one. I think it was also in Chapin, but no, it wasn't this one. Aside from one track that was especially shitty, the other ones didn't give me trouble at all. Now here the time objective, the score objectives seem a little bit high, but should be able to get them, I guess. Hopefully. But if you... if you hit the walls like that... I'm pretty sure that hitting the walls has the issue that it probably makes the chances of the tires being popped a lot higher. At least in some way. Right, that was a very bad lap. And you're certainly not gonna get the first place like that. Yeah, that was horrible. Seems like it's the first corner, the one that I can get the most amount of drift points. Aside from that, it feels like it's a lot worse in every other corner. I guess these ones are also meant to be about drifting a lot, but yeah, it's not really the case. I feel like you cannot get that many points from here. Oh, I lost my rear wing. Yeah, unless I somehow manage to make a miracle happen, I'm not winning this one. It feels like it's not happening. It's weird also that the speed of the drift doesn't seem to matter. It's only about the length and that's it. And that depends, because if you do a donut like that, it's not gonna work. You know, this one was quite a disaster. Oh, and one of my tires popped, which makes sense. I'm surprised it didn't happen earlier, but this is a problem. Not sure how to reach that score. These guys are... They did a pretty high one. I mean, especially surprised compared to the previous one that was so free. I don't know if the scores are random, by the way, or if they are always the same ones. Logically, you would assume that they are always the same ones, but what if they aren't? What a horrible angle. God damn it. Yeah, but that's the thing, that's not enough. Maybe I could change the cars. I mean, when in doubt, I could bring the BMW and see how that one will do. This guy... doesn't seem like it wants to give me the victory. Just wish that the chain drift accounted for more, but apparently they are not very well considered by the game. They don't seem to be worth nothing. Ouch. You know, what's clear is that this is not enough. So I'll try bringing the BMW and see how that will work. Change car to this one and yeah, continue. Because the BMW is slow. And I don't know if that means that you get more points per drift, since the drift technically lasts longer in a slower car, but the score seems to be the same one. But let's see how well this one handles it. But I'm still surprised that the previous track was so free while this one is so not free. It seems that this car does better. At least by that first drift, I think I got more points than I did with the Radical. In fact, I really wonder how well the Renault Megane will do here. Maybe well enough, maybe not. So if I manage to repeat that lap, I'm not sure if it's actually enough, but it's very close to enough. That's a very, very good angle. I mean, theoretically, yes, it should be enough if I manage to repeat the same laps that I'm doing here, but again, it will be extremely close. So it could be enough, or maybe not. I can't believe it. Well, now it's not gonna be enough. I completely fucked up the corner that gives me the most score. God damn it, dude. I could desperately try to get more score from everywhere else, but I don't think it's gonna work. Not to mention that I'm probably gonna pop my tires as well. It could happen, but it will be very close. That's a shame. Obviously, if you try going back and redo a drift, it doesn't work. Like, the game is smarter than you. It's not gonna let you, obviously. Yeah, as expected. It's a shame because I was so fucking close. I messed up the first corner, but it is pretty clear though that the points that they have here are very, like, are way harder than every other track. Well, except for that one that I think was also in Tokyo. I think the issue is in the Japanese tracks. That the Japanese tracks motivate the AI. Well, the AI, not really. These are static points. Has nothing to do with an AI. Someone decided to assign these points to the events, and that's it. At least that's a good thing, because you know what the objective will always be, no matter what. Those points wouldn't be enough if I did every lap like that. It's because that corner is crucial, and in that first lap I didn't get that many points from that corner. So that reminds me, you know that this game has endurance events. So I wonder if in those endurance events you could also pop tires. If you pop like if there is like some sort of hidden tire usage, like when you're in an endurance you're using the tires a lot, so since there are no pit stops, how will you be able to prevent something like that? That was bad. I tried to keep going until the wall simply so the drift could keep counting, but it was not as many points as it should have been. And right now I'm not really sure how my tires are doing. After all those impacts, maybe they are not doing that well. Should be worrying more about how badly I'm doing the drift. This is most likely, again, not gonna be enough. I don't really want to try hard this, you know. Wasn't expecting again that there was gonna be a surprise one, especially after how free the previous one was, but this one is so not free. Nah, I won't try hard. Not now at least, but yeah, I'm not sure how they made it so hard compared to everything else. Which one else could I do today? I guess I could try finishing more of the modern A ones. There's one more series here, and I think that after that you get the final one, probably. It's still pretty far. Seems that I'm pretty sure this will be the longest Need for Speed playthrough that I did. Not sure if the remaining games in the series are gonna take me more or not, but I can at least tell you that this one is the one that took me the most out of all of them so far. I feel like the direction of my car got fucked, but it didn't. Like with that collision that I had, maybe not. So isn't 4 laps for this also quite a lot? Didn't check if this series are 2 races or 3. The other ones were 2. Is this one also 2? I hope. There is the Bugatti again. Okay, now you're just getting aggressive. And he didn't crash from that. I mean, neither I did, but... That's cutting the track, dude. Don't cut the track like that. I forgot about the bump, but it doesn't seem like this car really minded that bump at all. Ouch. It seems that for now the AI shouldn't bother me too much. Well, they are still close. Yeah, I'm not sure why, but this car on that bump doesn't lose control like some of the other cars do. It actually does it very gracefully. I guess this car does a lot of things well. And it's the one that apparently I'm gonna be using to beat everyone on the drag races, so that's also nice. I do need to find another one for the standing mile, but I think that that's just as easy as going to the car lot and simply purchase whatever car has the highest top speed, and that's it. It's the only time where top speed is gonna be relevant. So yeah, just pick the top speed. Or another thing I could do is pick. I could try with the R32 that I have, especially considering that I have nitro. I actually could try that. Like after this, I could try that and see if it works. Because at least with the time attacks that are also decided with similar cars. Like that car is able to dominate very easily, so it might also do that for standing mile. I think that the game simply doesn't take too much into account if you have a nitro equipped, so having a nitro gives you a very natural advantage, you know. Ouch. That went well.
Wow, you really showed him out there. That's P1, we're the winners.
Yeah, there was not much doubt, really. And the other one, oh, this one, but didn't we already do this one in this same group of events? Like, come on, dude, now you're just repeating tracks for no reason. Especially when tracks like Monza are so underused, why are you just repeating tracks like this so much?
Green light, good luck and be careful out there, man.
Well, I think the difference is that this is the reverse version or something. Or maybe Amamora. No, this is Miami. The other one I think is the one that is in France, right? The one with the long ass straight. I thought it was this one, but I don't think it is. That was a bad corner. It's a pretty nice side of the city. That being said, even if this is not the French track that was used here, I still think that this Miami track is a little bit overused. Or maybe it's just the fact that I'm not the biggest fan of the track itself. I definitely don't mind the visuals. I really like the way the city and everything looks, but the track itself doesn't seem very special to me. So pretty weird that this one are 3 laps. Isn't the lap time here the same one as the previous track? So why is one 4 and the other 3? Very dangerous straight there. So I somehow managed to only master one corner. Nothing more than one. Ah, fuck. Yeah, I'm not gonna master this one like this. Alright, that's fine. The second place is far enough for that to not be an issue. At the same time here, I think it's technically the first time that this track variant happens in this time of the day, because basically started this with 0 on everything, so... Or unless it was also 0 on everything, like in a previous attempt, that I cannot dominate a single corner. And look at the best line. Like, that's something so atypical, right? Like, when I reach the finish line here, it's probably gonna say 60%, but like 60% it's extremely low. But then you look at the AI being so far away, and it makes you wonder if what I'm doing is that bad, you know? Because according to the game, my racing lines here are trash, but I mean, how do you explain the AI being so extremely far? Like, you know, I will say that I'm not doing that badly, and that you are just a little bit full of shit. Well, this one is probably gonna be closer to 90. Just that the corners master, it's very pathetic. Like only 2 out of the 11 is certainly not a good look. But hey, at least I got the best line bonus. 2 out of 11 corners mastered in 3 laps. That's not a good look. Whatever. The point is that I got the master challenge. So for this one, there's only... Oh no, never mind. I completed this. Like I fully completed Modern A, which is something that I should have done before, but that's interesting. So we are basically done with that. Nice. So yeah, I wanted to try standing mile using the Nissan, this one. Want to see if the fact that there is nitro and that my opponents are probably gonna be weaker.
Man, keep focused on the lights.
Well, those don't really look weaker at all. See a GTR, a Corvette, those are probably not gonna be weaker. Oh yeah, hold up. I forgot that you're supposed to use the keyboard here for whatever stupid reason.
Come on, that's the green light.
This is so nonsensical. It's fine, don't worry about it. At least it's doable. Though, the problem is, what's the button for nitro here? Okay, it's a spacebar. I somehow managed to guess on the first try. The spacebar is nitro. Wait, am I gonna bust my engine like this? Doesn't seem like there is such a thing, but I mean, the fact that I couldn't go further than that, yeah, that wasn't good. Well, in that case, no, not even this car can win standing mile, so I think here I need to go to the car lot and essentially just pick whatever has the highest top speed. So I can, I think, do one more event. I wonder which one. Not sure if closing with muscle, but then again, you have hot laps here, right? A modern iron hot lap, you have this one. So this one, the game counts it as if I finish it, but I got second place. I'm not satisfied with that. How could I be?
Come on, you can do it. Green light coming. Push hard from the start. Green light.
Hey, if I couldn't do it back there, I'm not sure why I think that I can do it now. I don't think I could, especially if I do this shit. Okay, beautiful start, very well done. But not to mention that these hot laps,
Green, that's a green light. Push, push, push.
I'm pretty sure I did them using the Pro configuration, so here I'm basically running on a disadvantage, so I think that my chances of winning this are even lower than they already were before. That's not good. I guess I'll try to make it count. There were also a couple of chicanes that I could take at pretty much full speed. Yeah, the one after this corner, I think. And essentially take it as a straight. The issue is that it's still not even close to 50 seats. And I remember struggling with this one, because I was not even close to reaching 50 seats. Also, ironically, despite crashing there, I think that wasn't a bad corner in terms of how fast I did it. But according to the game, it was bad. According to the game, that also was not cutting the corner, so I wouldn't trust what the game says that much, honestly. Well, that's better, but very slightly better. I'm not sure how I will get 50 seats here. This doesn't seem very doable. Yeah, I mean, that's what I remember and why I decided to leave it for later, but it doesn't seem that later is really gonna help me. Like I'm just as bad. Maybe that's the corner that I lose the most amount of time on, that I could do a lot faster. Not sure. Also, you know, another thing that I'm not sure is why you're not allowed to do infinite laps here, since the objective is doing a specific time. Why is 3 laps the limit? Doesn't seem to make much sense. That wasn't enough.
Great driving. You nailed the podium spot.
I mean, I could keep trying, but I'm not seeing myself beating this, unfortunately.
Great performance last race, but we really need a win today. Green, green, green. Good luck.
Why do we need a win? We don't. Who is telling you we need a win? It's certainly not the game. The game is happy with a 3rd place, basically. Okay, I think I did that as fast as I possibly could. I don't think it gets much faster than that on those corners. Probably that one I fucked it up, but whatever. Ah, that's a shame though. I want to see what the total time would have been there. But with that, probably not very good. No, it still wouldn't have been 56. Well, actually it would have. Fuck, no way. Are you kidding me? Well, in part probably because of that cut that nullified the lap, so not sure if that one was as fast as the previous lap. Probably not. Maybe this one will work. Maybe. I mean, yeah, it should, right? Yeah, it will. Nice.
We won! Good job, man.
Yeah, I think that the key corner is one of those. Like the one before the downhill corner. You can take that a lot faster than it looks. Alright. Come on, I can do this. Okay, so, you know what, the other day I was asking if the Dodge Viper was considered a muscle car, and I thought it wasn't, but apparently this game considers it a muscle car, because this group of events is supposed to be the muscle car events. So yeah, I guess the Dodge Viper is a muscle car. Okay. I thought it wasn't considered one, but this game at least does consider it one. So, good to know. No, man, what the hell are you doing, dude? I know it's an oval, but come on.
Okay,
Control
man.
yourself.
Get your head together. Breathe, focus, and just nail this from the lights.
Okay, you're doing pretty badly, so how you do better?
Last win was amazing. Keep it up. Green, green.
You say the last one, you mean the previous attempt, because that one was definitely not amazing. So I'm not sure what you're talking about. Also, I think that this might be the last hot lap event remaining. Okay, this car is undrivable. What the hell? Like, I swear I cannot do a corner without oversteering.
Green, nail that
Like,
first one, come
what the
on.
fuck is wrong with you? I know that you're the Dodge Viper and one of the heaviest cars and whatever, but come on. The Corvette, I'm pretty sure it's also pretty heavy and he wasn't having this issue. And here I understand, like, getting up to the oval is not particularly easy, but come on. Basically, this is a car that just wants to drift, but this is not a drift event, buddy, so don't do that. At least I got
We
it.
won. Good job, man.
Thankfully the game wasn't very picky with the timing here, because it could have easily been picky. Alright. And then Miami. With what car? I didn't see. Oh, the Ford Mustang. Okay. Well, yeah, the Shelby, but it's pretty much a Ford
That's the
Mustang.
green. Come on, nail this one.
At least this one, there is no doubt that it's a muscle car. Unfortunately, making me drive on a track like this one is a little bit evil with a car like this. Yeah, you're essentially intended to do everything so slow with this. I don't think that's enough, is it? Oh, it is, nice.
Amazing driving out there, man. Amazing.
Okay, well, except for the Corvette one, the rest were pretty much free. I mean, all of the hot laps are essentially free, but yeah, that'll work. So, another thing I could do is... I mean, I want to finish the drift that I started, it's just that it's costing me so much to do it, this one. Well, I could use the... Oh, you cannot use the Skyline, actually. You're not allowed. I did use the BMW. I didn't use... Wait, hold up. Why are you allowed to use the GT1 and not the Nissan? Is it because of the Nitro? It doesn't seem like there's any requirement. That's weird. Like, what does the Nissan have that is so illegal here? I mean, I didn't see any restriction. Well, maybe I'm blind and there was, but I'm pretty sure it was like a free entry, right? I don't expect this car to do better than the BMW, but might as well check. But certainly not if I start like that. I know I probably should just pick the BMW and that's it. Come on. Here, I think that faster cars ironically have a very clear disadvantage to do this. I don't think it's ironic at all, it makes sense if you want to do accurate drift. picking a fast car is not the best idea, no. No, I mean, with the BMW I could have done it, it's simply that I didn't, I guess. Wait, why do I have a Ford Shelby? When did I get this? Yeah, oh, you know, I remember purchasing that one actually. It was needed for one of the muscle events. You know, I remember. Well, it has to be you, BMW. Last time you almost got it, but almost is not enough. You gotta win. Well, again, technically for the game it is enough. It's just not enough for me. If you don't win... Well, in fact, there was one event in Nürburgring that I remember not winning. Like, I got 3rd place because I was basically like, you know, fuck this shit, but that's one thing that I will have to redo if my idea is winning everything. And the issue is that it wasn't just one event, it was the final event of a series of events. That's the issue. And that thing bounced back on me, that's pretty funny. That first lap was very good. Actually, very good lap. Unfortunately, that one I really fucked it up. I don't know why sometimes I just fuck up that corner. Because I mean, it's the easiest corner to do in the track. And also the one that gives you the most amount of points. But sometimes it's like I cannot manage to not fuck it up. Like, I just do it unwillingly, of course, but it just happens. I think it's still doable, but we'll take some very good 3rd lap to do this. I probably shouldn't even rely on it. It should be a restart, it's just that I don't want to. An amazing start already for this corner. So thankfully it went well. Yeah, that was a fantastic first corner, nice. Despite that initial hit. So the only thing that could fuck me up now is one of the tires popping. And we already seen it happen, but it could easily happen again. And that's a lot of shit on the track. That should be enough. It is. Nice. Finally. Holy shit, this took so long. But if anything, this basically tells me that yeah, the best car to do these drift events with is the BMW. Very clearly. Like, the BMW is doing so much better than everything else. Again, I'm curious to see how the Megane does. But, I mean, the Megane is only slightly slower. So, yeah, it's whatever. So, how much for this one then? That's very little. Oh, it's because it's a single lap. That's why it's so little. Not sure. I mean, I already did this one before anyways, and I ended up winning, so not sure why it will be any different now. Well, I guess it will be different. fuck. Though I think I actually did not do this one. It was a similar one, but not this one in particular. Like, this one is even shorter, because it ends right there. Like, well, it ends essentially where I restarted. So you don't really have that much time to drift at all. Like, essentially you have to utilize this one as much as you can. That's the one that will give you the most amount of score, basically. This one will be the second one. Yeah, the final one. Didn't do... It's like you're doing it on purpose to piss me off, because otherwise you cannot explain being so close and yet so far, you know? It's fine, it's fine. I'll get it. Doesn't matter how I will. I do remember that wall hitting it before. Ah, no, I messed up the angle. Oh, that actually worked. Essentially doing like a donut-like drift. Since the drift was still active, it counted. Nice. But I'll take it. Alright. Well, I'm curious to see what the objective was there. Oh, it doesn't tell you. Well, whatever. I won, which is what matters. So yeah, for this drift there are at least a lot less. Ebisu, Drifter, Starlight Tour, and the final slide. But yeah, that will be some other time, because I'll leave this for today. It seems that we are advancing at 10% at a time, so well, it's still pretty far. Like, it's still not really close to being finished, but it will be finished eventually. So thanks everyone a lot for watching. I'll be seeing you on the next stream, so have a good one and take care.